Given the amount of time that Scarlet and Violet has already been released, I really wanted to talk about these 4 Pokemon, specifically the Ruined Pokemon. I feel as if these Pokemon aren't talked about enough. Maybe they are and I'm just not seeing it, but I wanted to talk about these Pokemon and their designs and just everything about them in general. Like, how did they become the Ruined Pokemon? What did they do to get this title and more? Like, I just really want to learn about these Pokemon. They seem very interesting. But without further ado, we're going to be starting off with Wo-Chain. Now, Wo-Chain is a very interesting Pokemon. Starting with its Scarlet entry, it says, "The grudge of a person punished for writing the king's evil deeds upon wooden tablets has clad itself in dead leaves to become a Pokemon." Now, this text entry alone just lets us know that this person became Wo-Chain. I've always loved the idea of people turning into Pokemon. Same thing with Phantom and that one Pokemon. I can't think of its name. Yamask. That's what it's called, Yamask. And I'm pretty sure it's other Pokemon like Kadabra, where it was a kid who turned into a Kadabra somehow one day. I always just thought the idea of people becoming Pokemon somehow, especially when it comes to like ghost types, I always thought it was so cool, but at the same time very creepy. Could you imagine your sibling just getting lost in the woods and then coming back as a phantom? Honestly, I'd be like terrified, like what happened? But I mean, nothing like this is technically bizarre in the Pokemon world. To someone, it'd just be an average Tuesday. It drains the life force from vegetation, causing nearby forests to instantly wither and fields to turn barren. Now, this lets us know that Wo-Chain, no matter where it goes on land, all life force just drains and goes bad and dies, which is crazy to think about. So if you have a Wo-Chain, it's best recommended to keep it away from your crops if you're a farmer, because it's going to kill all of your crops. So just keep it away from your crops. Next up is Chiu. Now, Chiu, I was really happy when I first saw this Pokemon, mainly because I was hoping that it was water fire type, until I came to realize that it was fire dark, which it's not bad, but I really wanted a fire water type that was a fish. And before you go in the comments saying,
"But Scarlet, we have Volcanion, he's fire water type."
I know, but I was really hoping that we got a fire water type that was a fish Pokemon. I always thought that idea would have been so cool. Like, just imagine a fish in the water type, but also part fire. How would that work out? How would that coexist? I believe Dalga as well said that this Pokemon piqued his interest. His idea was different, mainly saying I think he liked that it was such a small fish, which kind of goes back to what I was saying in the beginning with Wo-Chain. I really love the idea that they took such small animals and made them like just fearsome Pokemon. These legendaries that literally just destroy things for a living. Once again, giving their title, the Ruined Pokemon. I always just saw that as so cool. Next is Tingle. Now, when I first saw Tingle in the game, I was pretty uninterested in this Pokemon, mainly because I thought it was just on first glance, until I started to play the game more and I started to look at this Pokemon more and realize it's not that bad. And then I heard its cry, and it sounds pretty cool. It takes the Ruined Pokemon sound, or just the idea, and just makes it so vicious and like fearsome. Like, this Pokemon is definitely dangerous and not a force to be reckoned with, of course. And when I was playing the game even more, training up the Pokemon and getting clips for this video, I really started to appreciate this Pokemon more and realized that this is the first and only Moose Pokemon we have. I really thought that was cool, and not only does its design really take the moose thing and bring it up a notch, but I was really interested in why its horns was a literal bowl. I've always wondered why it was like this, and I still kind of don't know why it is. I believe its dex entry explains it a bit, but I'm not sure still. Even after reading it, it's kind of weird. Honestly, I really just think that's all I wanted to say about Tingle. Not much more to say. Not saying it's a bad Pokemon, but I think that's really all I wanted to say and what's coming to my mind. I feel like the other Pokemon I went more in depth, but I just really appreciate that this is the only Moose Pokemon, I guess. But other than that, it's a cool Pokemon. What I'm really still confused about, once again, is why does it have a bowl on its head? I'm really confused about that. It's probably some lore to it or something that I don't understand or know. And if you know, please put it down in the comments, because I really don't understand what is the whole idea with the bowl thing. Looks like you could put some fruity pebbles in there and take an Alakazam spoon and just start eating out of it. I mean, I would do that. If they give you the option to do that, I would do it, honestly. Like, no one's gonna stop. Last but not least, I save best for last, Chain Pal. Now, in my opinion, Chain Pal is the best ruined Pokemon out of all of them. Now, once again, what my opinion, if you feel that a different ruined Pokemon is better than Chain Pal, that's completely fine, I understand. But Chain Pal, everything down to the T-bone, its dex entry, its design, the typing, which it's basically Mega Weavile, but I always loved the whole idea with ice types being mixed with more fearsome dark typings, like for example Dark. I've always wanted a ice ghost type. Oh wait, we have that. I mean, I feel like we could get a better ice ghost type, but there's nothing wrong with Frostlass. Now, more with Chain Pal. This Pokemon is just amazing, down from its design, the whole sword thing coming out of its mouth. We have Zacian who does the same thing, but the difference with Chain Pal is that he can't, or it can't, put down the swords. It's just embowed inside its mouth, just stuck there for life. Like, whatever happened to this Pokemon for those swords to be just stuck inside of his mouth to become its fangs, its teeth like that, is just pretty cool. Like that just looks so raw, but at the same time it's like, what happened for that to be? What came for this Pokemon to have these swords stuck in its mouth? Was it a trainer who was fighting it and then ended up getting the sword stuck in its mouth? Was it another Pokemon? I'm not sure, but I just think the design about that, the whole aspect, is just pretty cool. This Pokemon can control 100 tons of fallen snow. It plays around innocently by leaping in and out of avalanches it has started. So you're telling me this Pokemon creates avalanches, possibly falling on towns, and just starts playing in it like it's a playground? I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of funny. Could you imagine you're just in your house and then out of nowhere an avalanche comes falling down, you escape the avalanche and you just see this giant leopard Pokemon jumping around like it's having the time of its life? Honestly, it probably is. Chain Pal probably really is having the time of its life when it does that. I can't blame it, but I just think it's a better idea if it would keep its avalanches away from towns. But the Pokemon probably really doesn't understand, or maybe doesn't care. It's probably doing it on purpose, because you know, it is a destroyer Pokemon, the ruined Pokemon after all. Now, the only really bad thing about the ruined Pokemon is the fact that they're all shiny locked. When I figured this out, I was upset. Even more upset than when I figured out Chiu wasn't fire water type. But when I looked up their shinies, I was devastated that they kept these things locked away. Shiny Chain Pal looks amazing. It looks like a chocolate pint of ice cream. Chiu, definitely my second favorite, probably almost first place. I love the fact that they turned the fire around it blue. Like, I just love when fire types have blue fire, like Mega Charizard X. I always loved that his fire was blue. I just wish that the attacks in game had his fire turn blue instead of that one specific blue fire attack. But it's still cool either way. Chain looks cool, and I don't know if anyone else sees it, but this Pokemon and its design, and now that they turn the leaves there red, it really reminds me of Rengoku. I don't know why. Like, every time I look at this Pokemon's face and seeing it shiny, it really looks like Rengoku. I really don't understand why I see Rengoku in its face, but I don't know. It still has a cool shiny either way. And then you have Tingle, which has a pretty cool shiny. Its color design is really nice. Nothing bad, but I was hoping it would have turned into like a more grayish color, or maybe had some of the outlines turn black, but this still looks good. Thank you once again for watching the video. If you stay here for that long, I really don't know how long this video is going to be, but if you're here now, I want to thank you sincerely. And I don't know if I said this in the Cinderace video or at least put it in the comments, but Happy New Year's everyone. I want to genuinely thank you all for being here with me this long, sticking through to my channel, and just supporting me all the way. Especially the few people who've been coming to my videos. Thank you sincerely once again. I really do appreciate the support and the love you guys send out every day. I would not be here or would not have all of this that I have now without you guys. And what I'm doing in my life now, I'm really doing this for YouTube. A lot of the stuff I do in the background, I'm just trying to prep up all that I can do on YouTube, honestly. And once again, before I end the video, I just want to state that everything I said in this video was my opinion. And if you have a different opinion or feel a different way about the Pokemon or what I said, that's completely fine. You can put it down in the comments. I have no hatred towards any of these Pokemon, and if you feel a different way about what I said, I have no anger towards you. You know, I can understand if you have your own opinions, because once again, everyone's entitled to their own opinions. So if you have a different feeling towards what I said, that's fine. You can cast it down in the comments or whatever you may want to do. Thank you once again for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe, like, if you really liked, share the video, you know, and if you're new, subscribe, of course. And I'll see you guys later. I meant to say later. Later, gamers. What?